The year is 2140. That's nearly 120 years from now. Unfortunately, most of us won't be around. Okay, maybe we're being a little bit dramatic, but still, that's a long time from now. Somewhere around that time, one of Bitcoin's greatest features will come to a close. It's probably one of the least talked about aspects of Bitcoin, but also perhaps one of its most important. A brilliant idea baked into Bitcoin's creation back in 2009. Today we're talking about the Bitcoin Halving Cycle. Welcome to Crypto Sketch 101. We're the #1 go-to spot for all things crypto, and we're glad you've stopped by. So, what is the Bitcoin Halving Cycle? Why is it important and how does it affect Bitcoin's price? Stick around to the end to find out. To better understand the halving cycle, it's important to understand how new Bitcoin are entered into circulation. The process, known as mining, rewards people with Bitcoin for completing complex puzzles. No, we're not talking about the type of puzzle sitting around on your grandmother's kitchen table. We're talking about highly complex computational puzzles that require very powerful computers to solve. In essence, the puzzles are complex mathematical problems. Mining does two things. First, solving these complex problems makes the Bitcoin network more secure by verifying transaction information. When transactions are verified, they are blocked together and added to the existing records of current Bitcoin transaction blocks. This is where the term blockchain comes from. Secondly, mining rewards the miner with Bitcoin. How much Bitcoin are they rewarded with? Well, this is where the halving cycle comes in. Bitcoin has a maximum supply of 21 million. This means that only 21 million Bitcoins can ever be mined and entered into circulation. When Bitcoin was first introduced in 2009, the reward was set to 50 Bitcoins per block. For every 210,000 blocks mined, the reward would be cut in half. If you had mined block 1, you would have received 50 Bitcoins. If you had mined block 210,000, you would have received 25. Block number 420,000 rewarded the miner with 12.5 Bitcoins, and so on and so forth. One interesting thing about the halving cycle is that it is set by the number of blocks mined, not by time. However, it takes roughly 4 years for 210,000 blocks to be mined, putting it on approximately a 4-year cycle. To date, nearly 18.84 million, or roughly 90% of Bitcoins have been mined, and a little over 2.16 million Bitcoins haven't. Okay, so it took about 12 years to mine 90% of the available Bitcoins, so the remaining 10% should be mined pretty quickly, right? Wrong. Because of the halving cycle, the remaining 10%, or 2.16 million Bitcoins, won't be fully mined until somewhere around the year 2140, about 120 years from now. Pretty crazy, right? What are your thoughts? Did you expect that it would take another 120 years to mine the remaining 10% of Bitcoin? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let us know what you think. So, why was everything set up this way? Why is there a maximum supply? Why can't the supply be unlimited? Why does the reward cut in half? There are two answers really. The first is supply and demand. If there was an unlimited supply of Bitcoins, there would be little value to them. The more available something is, the lesser value it has. Think of it this way. If everybody could find gold nuggets everywhere, like in the backyard, in a ditch, or any random field, what value would they have? Probably not much. Why would someone pay you hundreds or thousands of dollars for a gold nugget when they can just look down in the dirt and pick one up? Gold is very difficult to find, it's difficult to dig up, there's a limited amount, and it takes a lot of work to bring it into circulation. This is why it's so valuable. The same thing goes for Bitcoin. If there were an unlimited supply and people could get them anywhere, they wouldn't be worth much. The second reason, which ties in with the first reason of supply and demand, is inflation control. One of the biggest downsides to fiat currencies is that central banks can print as much currency as they'd like. If they print too much, Well, you guessed it. The supply will go up and value of the currency will go down. It's the reason the average gallon of gas in the 1970s was around 36 cents, but will now cost you somewhere around $3.30. Halving essentially slows the distribution of Bitcoin into circulation and creates scarcity. Doing so increases its value. Now that you're armed with this knowledge of the halving cycle, you might be wondering, what impacts does the halving cycle have on Bitcoin's price? Before we get into that, if you're enjoying the video, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. Doing so supports the channel and helps us create more videos for our audience. Back to it. So what impacts does the halving cycle have on Bitcoin's price? Well, historically it's been good news for Bitcoin owners, at least in the first year. In the first year after Bitcoin's first halving cycle, which occurred on November 28, 2012, Bitcoin shot up a staggering 8,069%, going from only $12 to around $1,000 on November 28, 2013. Its second halving cycle, which took place on July 9, 2016, saw Bitcoin's price increase nearly 284% from almost $660 to $2,500 a year later. The third and most recent halving cycle occurred on May 11, 2020, when the price was around $8,700 and reached nearly $57,000 a year later, almost a 560% increase. As crazy as these numbers are, it's important to keep in mind that Bitcoin also had many downturns, some of them pretty significant, such as the crash of 2018, or what some have termed the Great Crypto Crash. By November of 2018, Bitcoin had fallen nearly 80% from its high point in January of that year. As we all know though, Bitcoin eventually recovered and went on to reach its record highs in the spring of 2021. So when is the next halving cycle? It's currently predicted to occur in the spring of 2024. How much will the block reward be then? The answer is 3.125 Bitcoins. What will Bitcoin's price be then? Well, only time will tell. That's it for today. Hopefully you've gotten a better idea of the Bitcoin halving cycle, why it was developed, and what it means for Bitcoin's value. Once again, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and if there are any other crypto topics you'd like to know about, drop us a note in the comments. Until next time.